Plaintiff Sinan Roberts says he met and fell in love with the defendant while they were in college, and they ended up getting married. However, Sinan claims his wife ended up leaving him for another woman who is with the defendant in court today. Sinan is suing his estranged wife for half of a tax return. Defendant Jamie Roberts says her 9-year relationship with Sinan was based on lies because Sinan was controlling and a gambling addict who even choked her. Jamie admits that she met and fell in love with her witness, but insists it was only after she made every attempt to save her marriage. She's countersuing Sinan for the balance due on a car loan.
Start with you.
All right, Your Honor. Back in 2000, I met Jamie at college. We started dating, fell in love. In August of 2002, we got married, started our family. Everything was going really well. We were in love. We were happy. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that my wife would be leaving me for a man, let alone a woman. Yes.
What does she have anything to do with it?
Oh.
In 2005, Your Honor, was one of the times that I caught Jamie in the car in a parking lot with another gentleman. They were hugging. They were kissing. I confronted her about it. We had kind of worked everything out or whatever. Like I said, life had, we continued on with our relationship.
Any of this is not true.
Okay. Go ahead.
We continued on with our relationship in October of 2009. I had noticed that there had been some text messages on her phone stating how some gentleman wanted to do some chemistry, work some anatomy on her body. He had sent her explicit pictures of his genitalia, so to speak. So once again, I confronted her about it again. And she, denied, saying it wasn't for her, it was for somebody else. She had nothing to do with it.
Even Dole doesn't believe that. Go ahead.
Whatever. No more than 2 months later, Your Honor, once again found more text messages on her phone stating, that her lips were soft, how, she missed her. She wanted, to see her again, things of that nature. So like I said,
she wanted to see her again.
Yes.
This was a woman now?
Yes, it was, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, like I said, I confronted her about it. The discussion got a little heated to the point where she attacked me. I'm not a violent person by nature, Your Honor. So, it kind of threw me off guard or whatever. But anyway, I was able to get away. I left the situation, cooled off for a couple hours. When I had returned back to our apartment, Jamie was waiting there. Police were also waiting there as well. So when they questioned me,
because he put his hands on me and he choked me.
When they questioned me, Your Honor, they said that she had a mark on her body or whatever. So I was taken to jail. I had to spend the night in jail. When I was done, or when I got out the next day, went back to the apartment. By then, she had moved out. She had taken all of her stuff, the kids' stuff.
Let me allow her to give some background, then I'll get back to you on the tax return you're suing about, ma'am.
Thank you. Our whole 9-year relationship has been nothing but lies and betrayal and controlling. He's an addict. He gambles. There'd be nights when he wouldn't come home and claim that he was in jail, but really he was up spending money that we didn't have. We've got 4 kids. Last year, January of 2009, I decided I didn't want to be in the relationship anymore. I didn't want to do it. I had given him chance and chance and chance, time and time again. So we decided to cohabitate because I'm a student, and him wanting to make the relationship work, decided, okay, we can cohabitate until you're done with school. Well, I had told him that there was somebody else that I was interested in. Didn't matter if it was male, if it was female. I told him that I didn't want to be in a relationship with him anymore.
That's not true.
And he said, because we've got 4 kids, we can cohabitate. I'll help support you because it was our decision together that I go back to school.
What about the fight?
He started to become even more controlling, would take my car keys, my cell phone, would tape record my conversations in my car and follow me around and get into my email, my Facebook, everything like that. Well, November 11th of 2009.
Well, on that note, let me just ask you, do you want to address at all the allegation that he caught you in the car with a man? Well, basically that he caught you with men, women, and everything in between.
There was no, There was no catching. That's the whole thing, is he's trying to make himself look good.
Okay,
and
so
really,
you weren't in the parking lot
this
with the
is
guy?
about him and ruining our marriage and me giving him time and time again. I offered to, let's go to Gamblers Anonymous. Let's try to work this out.
Never
We did
did that.
marriage counseling.
You didn't do
We
that.
have 4 kids
He didn't
together.
offer you sex counseling, or what do they call? Where's everybody
No,
go
that-
now? Sex rehab.
No, I don't need sex
Everybody-
rehab. That has
everybody
nothing
gets
to do
caught now,
with
goes to
it.
sex rehab.
No, that has nothing to do with it.
All right. Well,
And then
what
in
you're saying, the
November-
gambling has nothing to do with it either. Then.
It does, because that's the root of why we're having
And he
issues.
says the root of why you're having issues because you've been with men and women.
Because he doesn't want to own up to his
and he
gambling
says you
issue.
don't want to own up to what you're doing.
But wait, so then in November 11th is when he choked me and left marks on my neck,
Did not
threw me
choke
down
you.
on the bed in front of our 4 children. My 2.5-year-old daughter was on the bed, left marks on my neck, took my phone, and then he left. I later then had to take my children to football practice. All these parents are asking me what's going on, why I have rings around my neck. Julie comes, takes me to the police department, files reports. They put a restraining order on him. I move out that night to my parents' house and start the divorce process.
Okay. What about any prosecution for the abuse?
Yes, he's on a diversion program
Okay.
that he's already missed at least one time.
So it sounds like the court found him liable or guilty of that.
Correct.
Now, your income tax that you're suing her about, what makes you think she owes you?
In December of 2009, we were talking about this incident. I actually have an email that she said. She basically said that she had agreed, or that would be in the best interest of both of us, that we file our taxes together, since we did live together in 2009. That we would get more money back, things of that nature. I was a little hesitant. Then in February of 2010, after thinking about it, I agreed to go along and have our file our taxes together, and that we
split
did
it in
agree,
half?
and that we agreed that we
There
were going to
was
split.
Have
no
the tax
agreement to
refunds
split
come?
it in half.
I'm sorry,
Did
John?
the tax refund come?
Yes, it did
All
actually.
right.
It
You
came.
haven't gotten your part from her? Yes, ma'am.
There was no agreement to split
Okay,
it in
good
half.
enough. Your counterclaim for $5,000 is for the balance due on their car loan.
Yes, that
How does he owe you?
he got repossessed. When we filed our divorce papers, he was to take over the payments for the Mazda and I would take over the payments for our other car. Well, he didn't pay 3 months of it and had stated deliberately, I'm going to ruin your credit.
Okay.
So got the car repossessed on January 29th, then got evicted from an apartment that we were living in together, that I asked him several times to sign a piece of paper to take my name off of the lease, and again stated, I'm going to ruin your credit. So with this car being repossessed, it's on my credit. I'm a student. It's hindering my student loans. I can't move out into an apartment with my 4 kids because I've got this
You say
repossession on my
you
credit.
all weren't in a relationship as of what
We're
time?
still married.
No, relationship. Remember, you're the one that said that. Remember?
Yes.
We
No.
ended.
Yes, but
So when
but
did it occur? That's my question.
when did what occur?
All the things you told me about
Oh, in-
ending your
in-
relationship, and you decided to cohabitate, and that's all. We had no relationship. We're just cohabitating. When did that occur?
January of 2009.
That's when the relationship stopped.
when we started to cohabitate.
Yeah, and the relationship.
Yes, stopped. And that
All
was
right,
his
good
choice
enough.
too.
The problem both of you have is that you're still married. Husband and wives can't sue each other. They are joint assets. I don't care if you don't like each other, you hate each other's guts. If you're still legally married, then there's nothing you can do. That property is joint, every bit of it. So you tell all this to the divorce court judge and he'll decide who gets what. He may decide 50-50. He may decide 70-30. He may decide, who knows? It's going to be based on probably who has what type of income. That's typically how they're going to divide it. So that's what you have to do. Go to divorce court. Do you have a date pending?
Yes,
May
we do.
19th, thank
All
God.
right. All right. Well, hopefully that's your day.
Yes.
Good
Date
enough.
to celebrate.
Both your cases dismissed. Have a good day.
The allegations are absolutely ridiculous. None of that ever happened in our marriage. That's his way of getting out of what happened. It's excuses. It's all lies. He's an addict.
I'm not a gambling addict. You know, if she had taken the time to actually get a job and help support us, we wouldn't be in the situation that we were right now.